The bipartisan group of senators, as you noted, have been working on this really heavily for over a month now. The text is not out yet, so no one has seen this bill, not me or you. But what do you make of House Republicans, from Speaker Mike Johnson down and former President Donald Trump, rejecting it?
Well, so far, I mean, let's back up. At the beginning of this Congress, starting last year, House Republicans put together a bill that they said was a border fix. It was called H.R. 2. And they were told immediately, because it was laced with all kinds of poison pills, they were told immediately that it was going to be DOA on the Senate. And they weren't just told that by the Senate Democratic leader. They were told that by Mitch McConnell, the Senate Republican leader, as well. And so basically it was so extreme and so bad, I guess the Senate decided they had to just start over from scratch. And that's why we've got a bipartisan group coming together to try and cobble something together at this point. It would have been nice, and at the time when the Republicans are marking up H.R. 2, and I'm on that committee, we offered dozens of amendments, we being the Democrats, to try and make it a more reasonable bill, a fairer bill, something that might be more palatable or acceptable to the Senate. They voted down every amendment that we offered. And then they said, well, maybe we can, fix some of these issues later, and they never did. So we've been put in this position by House Republicans. It's kind of sad that they continue to want to block any effort to fix this. But everybody knows that H.R. 2 isn't going anywhere. The only real opportunity to move forward and address this problem lies with the Senate right now, and I hope they can move forward and get it done.
Do you think we will see any sort of bill actually pass before the election? Because in my conversation with Congressman Weber just a few hours ago, he said essentially Democrats only want to work on this now because it's an election year. On the flip side, Democrats have been saying this is a political football and they don't want, or Donald Trump is saying don't support this because he wants to make immigration an issue for his platform. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, I think it's interesting that on the Senate side, you have Democrats and Republicans trying to fix the problem. By the way, they've been working with Secretary Mayorkas to try and navigate the intricacies of the immigration law. So, while the House is moving to impeach him, the Senate's using his expertise to try and draft a strong bill that's bipartisan and can get things done. So, House Republicans, I mean, they're making a lot of excuses about, all of a sudden why they don't want to move forward with legislation, although they've been demanding fixes. And I've only been in Congress for a year, but almost since day one when I got here, they were pounding on the table about it. Now, when the dog finally catches the bus, they don't know what to do with it.
I know that the text of the bill isn't out yet, but I want to read something that has been reported. There have been complaints over reports that the bill would automatically not allow people to seek asylum only once there are 5,000 border crossings per day, which could mean potentially, if you do the math, over 1 million a year. Now, Senator James Lankford, who's one of the GOP negotiators, said this, quote, "It would be absolutely absurd for me to agree to 5,000 people a day," meaning 5,000 people getting into the country a day. So what do you make of these complaints?
I'm not sure what to make of them. I heard the Lankford interview, and he expressly rejected those suggestions. So all I can do is suppose that either those are rumors that are ill-founded, or, worse still, they are attempts by perhaps, Donald Trump and his crowd to try and undermine any Senate bipartisan bill. But in any event, certainly if the author of the bill is saying that's not what it is, I'm more inclined to agree with him and the people he's working with. But at the end of the day, if a bill comes forward, we'll have a chance to evaluate the text and make decisions then. But my preference would be to try and get something done, to move forward with legislation that helps to fix the problem. Stop wasting time on the political stunt of impeachment, and let's see if we can make the border safer for the American people.